Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome your beautiful faces back to the channel, and we're continuing the coaching series. We're on episode, we can call it silver, because we're working our way from bronze all the way up to diamond. Check the link in the description for more details on how to submit your gameplay. And yes, I have seen your comments about wanting a video or a gameplay where the person loses. That way I can touch on sort of the ending in the situation. And I definitely agree, and I prefer that as well, but it's up to the people sending in the gameplay. So if you have a friend that you know that can post videos and they want to post a loss, go for it. But at this point, I'm just taking what I can get, and I'm assuming once we get to the higher lobbies like diamond, you can definitely expect more losses, so stay tuned. So a quick shout out to Sensei Slap for sending in the silver gameplay. Let's go ahead and leave our little watermark on his video. Bam, and we're good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopping into the silver 2 gameplay. Definitely excited to review this. We're going to work up the ranks, as you guys know. And hopping straight away, we're working with a Bangalore, Bloodhound, and a Pathfinder. This is a solid setup. Okay, we're missing a Gibby here. However, we have the Bangalore, and a lot of people underestimate Bangalore. She's very good with the ults to hold off a team if they're trying to third-party you, smoke crosses. This is a big map. A lot of long-range angles, so Bang is super solid on this map. And they land solar, which is... it's a hot drop. You got to be careful when you're landing solar, because there's a couple balloons that you can actually take to get in and out of solar. So highly thirdable. Be aware. Hammond teams can just take the balloon right to here, third party you. And then the new POI is an easy rotation. Look at that beautiful R400 combo just sitting there for you. Let's see if he goes for it. He decides with the 99 Spitfire. Okay. So they're already fighting in the center here, which means there's two different teams. I'm not sure what this guy in the balloon is doing. Maybe he's trying to get to his team quicker, and he's flying right to Hammond. And they're already cranking a res. That is definitely a weird start here. And actually, someone just flew in. So that guy just did a cycle. Didn't even land Hammond. Oh my goodness, go off. Holy smokes. Putting in the work with the Spitfire. Did it get a nerf? I don't think it did. So the first thing I actually want to touch on, which is a very minor thing, but I think it can help a lot of players, is when you're landing, you hold left trigger, no matter what controller you're using. That's going to lock you in place if you're a jump master, so that way you're not messing up your dive. That way you can look around to see where teams are going to be landing. And although he did that, which you're going to see right here, he's going straight down, then he's going to lock it and then look sort of up and around, but he's not looking at his backside. So you really want to pay attention to a full 360 zoom. That will for sure guarantee you know exactly where these teams are going to be located, where they're going to try to land, and then you can avoid that and then play off of that. Right, so he sort of looks in front, a little bit up, a little bit off to the right, but he has a huge blind spot to the entire backside, right behind him, and the left side, the top left he never saw. And that's why I was sort of curious, how is there even two teams landing here? Because we didn't really see it because he didn't cycle that full 360 zoom. So make sure you're checking out your entire surroundings. That's going to be number one. Number two is going to be the weapon loadout. Here he had an option for a R400 combo, which is a 301 and a 99 together. Yes, it's going to burn a lot of light ammo, but in this case, there was light ammo for days, which he landed on, which was beautiful. The 301 is going to help out much more when it comes to long range as compared to the Spitfire. Yes, the Spitfire can do some devastating damage at range, but it definitely needs to be decked out. 301 on the other hand, naked, very easy to control recoil, so you don't need too much attachments. Maybe a magazine would go justice for you. Overall, my choice would have been the R400 combo here. He goes with the 99 Spitfire, still good. And this is where they just got the res, and this is where you started to push. You have your teammate up on top height here. I would have matched with my teammate, even though you got a beautiful squad wipe where you got the better of the exchange every time because you caught him off guard. But in this case, I would have played height. That way I know exactly where his teammates are going to be pushing from. I'm not really worried about the guy getting res. Yes, it's free KP, but he's not going to have a gun. That's going to be least of your worries. Again, focus main threat first when it comes to squads that are positioned around. Even the smallest things like this. Focus your main threat first and take it one step at a time. Here, you sort of expose yourself. You're kind of in the open. That's why I said up top. Right over here, you have a lot of crouch cover you can use, and you have the main beam that you can shoulder peek from. On top of all the cover you have a lot of angles and vision. So you go for the free KP, which is fine. Snap on the low, but get a nice weapon swap. Faster than reloading, making sure you're doing that as well. And here you try to help out your team. I respect it. You went fully in there. Popped the Wraith off guard as well. That's a beautiful start to the game. Other than that, there's really nothing too much to point on in terms of playing it differently, because that was just like a 50-50 hectic gamble. So let's hop into the next clip here. Alright guys, now although there wasn't too much action there, I wanted to back it up really quickly to point one thing out and then talk a little bit more about silver lobbies and what you should expect as compared to bronze lobbies. And there's minor difference that I really want to touch on. But here, when you are pushing up on this one house, Bangalore is very good for pushing up with taking minimal damage. Number one, you get the double time speed, which you can run faster if someone is shooting at you. And number two, you can smoke out crosses, which is why I love Bangalore. Hands down, one of the best players to get really aggressive. And for this case, if you're pushing this house, you can smoke this whole area right here. And then you can probably also smoke your backside here. Because I believe you were getting shot from the left right here. Bullets are coming in this way as you are pushing up this way. So when you smoke out these crosses here, this guy will not hit a single bullet on you. Because number one, if you're in smoke or you're trying to shoot through smoke, you don't get aim assist. And number two, you're going to be very hard to see. The smoke is going to make you impossible to see unless they have a digi threat. So you're going to enter this building full 200 HP, but you take about, let's see, I think it was like 50 damage. Yep, about 50 damage worth of shield taking off. So it's like you're going in with the white armor. So just be aware of that, and it can help avoid taking damage when you're pushing up with Bangalore, making sure you're smoking out the crosses, and hopefully these enemies don't get the angles on you that they're looking for. I want to talk a little bit more about silver lobbies and what you should expect as compared to bronze, because we just touched on bronze last video. Silver is very similar. However, you will notice more coordinated squads, not to the point where it's like, you know, they're holding hands 24/7, but if you catch them rotating here and there, you're not going to find a random person just floating around or, you know, just throwing the game. It'll be a solid three-man somewhat together, but that doesn't mean that they have a better shot or better movement than bronze players. I think the main difference in bronze is that you get a lot more KP. It's more forgiving when you lose. I'm pretty sure you still get KP when you lose in a bronze game, so it's more about time played. And with silver, it is to that extent just a little bit, but it will be slightly tougher to get KP. So they sort of bunkered themselves down in a not very good spot here. You can get pinched from different angles, so you got to really be aware of this. And you don't have an Octane as a jump pad to get out. You're getting poked from the right, poked from the center. This is not looking good. Oh, so you're pushing a full squad by yourself. Your team's rotating. Just be aware here. Dangerous play. Getting into the deep waters. Okay, you notice that your team's out of the way. Nice as a solo Gibby there. Your team did a fantastic job of getting out of that sticky situation, though. And again, with Bangalore, don't be scared to smoke the crosses here, because instead of using a jump pad to get away, you can smoke the angles that the enemies have on you, so that way they can't see it. So instead of challenging the team on the right side, pop a smoke on the right, and then you can only focus on your front. You guys caught a nice break here, getting some nice loot from I believe that team came out of a storm. They're originally weakened, so I want to see if he pulls out the map. I want to see where they have to rotate to. 5 squads left, so it's a ready top 5 game. So it looks to be a bonsai ending here. Slightly in with the no-name town, though. If you look on the map here, definitely not going to pull there. So holding bonsai, maybe backside of bonsai is going to be the play. You come across on a team here. Let's see how they approach this fight here. So that team's actually rotating to back bonsai. But when you shoot too early, the problem is now they have the positioning and they can fire back with better cover. That's the issue when you're shooting early. But if this guy was originally weakened, definitely full send right away. There's an Octane off to the right there. Nice. Good recoil control on that. Those guys are sniping up a storm on top there. You gotta be careful with that. I'd smoke this box out and then hit it. That way you can get everything in it without getting sniped. Because in the higher tier lobbies, if they're sitting up there and they know you're here trying to loot this box, they will be putting the pressure on you. In this situation, you had a team on here sniping down, and also another team rotating outward this way, which I'm assuming what happened is this team was fighting that team, but they bailed off. They didn't get the better of the exchanges, and they're looking to reposition and then reapproach. And then here you guys come in, a nice, beautiful third-party opportunity where you're sending shots right here, because you're going to see this guy run up in a second here. There he is right there. Oh, the arrow's literally marked right on him. In this situation, especially since there's a team on height, when you get to the higher lobbies, if you try to take a fight like this, your only cover is here. That's not good, because now you're going to be sandwiched between this team and then the team on top, like I just said. If the team on the bottom was better, or you're playing in a better lobby, watch how you engage your fight. The entry engagement is crucial, okay? Because if you're sending shots out in the open and this is a good team, they're going to regain real quickly and then flip the script on you guys. And then you're in the bad spot and they have the good spot. So be mindful on when you're shooting the first enemy. Notice your positioning. Notice what you can use as cover. Is it the best spot to fight, or is it not? In this case, you got away with it, but other times it might not work out that easily. So just be aware. So you stuck with the 99 Spitfire throughout the entire game, which is, again, not a bad setup. You have a 3 times on the Spitfire, so I'm assuming you're using that for the long-range engagements, which is pretty solid if you have a stabilizer on it. 3 squads left, 6-3, max KP, so you get capped at 6. Your total kills and your total assists put together is your kill points, and then you get capped at 6, so you can't get more than 6. Yes, he has 9 here, but it's only going to count for 6. And then what he places in the game. That's how you guys get KP, if you guys were curious. That guy's laying down the shots. Good exchanges here. But you can notice it's very tough to control the recoil on the Spitfire at that range. So is the Spitfire needed in ranked? Yes and no. Personally, I don't use it. Is the gun solid all around? Not for long range. Not for me. Long range, I would prefer a 301, Scout, something like that. Maybe flatline with anvil receiver. That's going to be much better than a Spitfire. The only reason Spitfire is good is because you can catch people reloading. You can constantly be shooting and then you'll catch people reloading. So in terms of damage output, accuracy, that's not why it's good. It's good because you don't have to reload it. I hear someone right on top of you. You have a full team inside. You guys got to be aware of this positioning here. You have a team in here and then you also have a team on top of you. The zone looks like it's going to be ending out in the open right here. And the easiest rotation is going to be this team right here. Or this team can probably just rotate from the right. You guys are in the worst spot out of both teams. But you can do multiple things in this situation. I think the safest route would be taking this zip line straight down with your team and then taking that one straight up. That's going to put you guys right back here. And then you can just cycle your way and wide wrap left right into zone. You can play this wall here and walk it in. There's a plant here or a tree, I believe, with a cylinder block you can play. That'll be a solid rotation. Unless you guys are getting greedy and cocky, then you can probably take the fight on this team inside, pressuring them from this right here. If you go out around right, but then you have the chance of getting shot from the team on top of you, again, risky situation, but you can pressure that team into moving and then forcing them to try to fight the team on top. I think they're going for it. Got to do it quick, though. Ring's closing. Let's see what... Let me move this. Ring 4. Yeah, that's going to hurt. That will hurt. Get those buns moving. Come on, folks. Bloodhound is slacking on your team. But I guess you don't necessarily have to super wide wrap it. You guys have height on the other team now. And they already pushed down. Here they are. Look at this. Beautiful. Shots there. And you guys are in zone. You don't have to force anything. Got a couple knocks. Just play off of it. See what they do. You're pushing down to a 2-man team. That's not a good look. Good trade there. 1v1. Oh, there was 3 in that corner. Oh, God. In that situation, I wouldn't worry about the Bloodhound. The Bloodhound failed. Trying to save him will throw your game. I would play for the win. You have a Pathfinder teammate. You both had red evos. Solid weapons. Don't put yourself in a really bad spot because your teammate made a mistake, especially when it comes to endgame like this. Endgame, if it happens, it happens. Lose your teammate and then play from there. Play with what you have. The Pathfinder grapples up, gets a beautiful knock with the Eva on the one team. So it looks like a 2v2 v1. 2-man team on the bottom, and then your solo Path. See how it plays. Path cleans up the one team there. And the other team on height's getting a revive. That's a knock. I believe it's a 1v1. GG, clutching up. Mr. Pathfinder throwing down the beauty shots to end the game victorious. Okay, now, although this is a win in the gameplay and you guys want to see losses, but I think I can touch on this end zone here, how it can play out with our boy Sensei Slap staying alive with his teammate and clutching it up in a more secure fashion, not letting it go down to like a 1v2 situation and you have to have your teammate clutch up. So you guys did the exact rotation I would have done, and then you flanked the team that was on height. Bloodhound never came with you guys. He was stuck there, and this is when you don't have to worry about him. He's fighting a 1v3 right now. Maybe a 1v2. You got the third one here. Beautiful exchange there. Repeat, definitely swap. Cleans him up. Go back up and heal. Reload, heal, do what you got to do. Play slow. You don't want to rush an end zone like this, especially when there's another team. So now you're poking out in the open with no cover, and you still have that full team over here. That's one of the teammates that's on this team. You get beautiful shots on him. I think it's more of nerves instead of making mistakes. So you're getting bowed. You can have a beautiful smoke. Let me back it up really quickly. Here, or if you're good with the smokes, you can hit it on the edge and it's going to smoke that entire edge out. So whoever's on the roof is not going to see you. Play your smokes, because that's one thing you're lacking when I'm seeing this gameplay throughout the entire game, is that you're not using your smokes to the max potential. So that's key. So a smoke here would have been beautiful. Maybe even a smoke up here instead of on the ground would have blocked that whole vision. Then you could stay up here, chill out. But personally, I would have wide wrap left the entire time. Look at this zone. You guys are on the border of the zone right here, worrying about fights that are going down here. But if you just wide wrap left, boom. Now you're putting pressure on this team up here where you're smoking, and then they're going to have to force the fight on the team down low. You guys would be in the best spot then. Then you worry about whatever's going on, and then you clean it up. If you see multiple enemies when you drop like this, your teammate's not even near you, smoke these guys out and run away. You're going to get your double time. You'll be out of there, no problem. You're not even close to being cracked, so that you definitely would have got away safely. Path tries to help. He gets the cleanup, which is nice. But again, a risky play for him. And then he escapes. Makes a smart play, gets out. You guys know what happened. So that's what I would have done in this situation to win with my teammate alive. Wide wrap left, force the other two teams to fight, and then clean up. But let's take a look at the scoreboard. As per usual, I love looking at this, making sure everyone gets max KP. 7-5, 6-4, 4-1. Bloodhound didn't get max, missed it by 1, but overall, beautiful game. You guys played it very well. Could have touched on some stuff here and there, especially with the bank smokes, and then positioning-wise when you're entering the gunfight. That is key when you get to higher rank lobbies. When you're not approaching the fight properly, it's going to go downhill for you. Thank you guys for spending a couple minutes over day with me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, a like rating is always appreciated. And with that said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, this was Sultan D. And I'm signing off. Peace.